So yet again, there's been another announcement this morning that utility bills are going to be going up again in the autumn. I know a lot of people are going to feel the pinch, but there is something that you can do, and that's refuse to accept what is happening. And the way that you do that is by asking your utility providers if they can prove that they are supplying the electricity, if they're supplying the gas. If they can't prove that they're supplying the electricity and the gas, then why are you paying them? You don't have to pay them. So what some people have done, and I'm not saying that you should do this, but some people have successfully bought themselves an electric meter from an online, a very, very large forest-like supplier online. They've asked an electrician to come to their house. The electrician has then taken out the meter provided by the electrical supplier. They've then fitted their own meter, and importantly, what they've done is they've asked their supplier, or the people that say that they're supplying the electricity, even though we know they're not, ask them to come and pick their meter up, and that they no longer need their services. Now, it's very important these people have told them to come and pick this meter up, otherwise they can end up with a fine for just like slight theft of the meter. Once they've collected the meter, these people have then contacted the electric company, the gas company, and cancelled their direct debit and said that I won't be needing your assistance anymore, right? Then you can have your electricity without paying for the supply of it, right? And now if you think that, oh, you can't do that, well, you can, because people are doing it. Yeah, people are doing it, and they're not paying their electric and the gas. Now, if your gas or electric meter's outside, you can put a huge metal box over that so that nobody can get in there and tamper with your electrical and gas supply. And once your meter has been fitted, you are the one in charge of the gas and electrical supply in your house. At least that's what people are doing. Now, the other thing that I should point out is that I believe in 2018, 2017, an act came into force that disallows any utilities companies entering your property without your consent. And this is the real important point here, is that everything that happens in this country is done by your consent. So if you get pulled up at the side of the road by the police and you do not consent to them taking your details, then you have the right not to consent, because they're gonna ask you to stand under them. They're gonna read you some information and they're gonna say, do you understand? And you say, no, I don't stand under you. The police, the government, like my little plaster, the police, the government, the councils, they are all corporations, for-profit organisations. They are not authorities. So for you to legally be ruled by a government, by a council, by the police, you have to consent. You have to enter into contract. If you have not entered into contract with them, then there's no business between you. And when people address you by your surname, they are addressing you by your fictitious, dead corporate name. Notice the word there again, corporate, corpse, that's where it comes from. Dead entity. You're a living person, or should I say, a living man or woman. don't address yourself as a person. Address yourself as a living man or woman. Even when you go into court, you're going to turn around to the judge and you're going to say, am I a living man or a living person? Am I a living woman? I'll get that person out of my head. So it's all about terminology. When you go into court, you can ask the judge, are we using the English dictionary or are we using legalese? Because legalese is a different language. And they're going to be using that in court. And you're going to ask and see what happens. When you ask, see what happens. You can also go into court in front of a judge. Now, you've got to remember this. The important thing about judges is that a judge may and can be corrupted. So he could work against you or she could work against you. That's an unfair court system. You have the right to something called the King's Bench, and you can ask for that. The King's Bench is 12 people in a jury. The reason why you have 12 people in a jury, and this is very important, and you can use this towards all of the things that go on, rules, regulations that are put upon you. And think about this and listen to what I'm going to say now. The reason why 12 people are used to make judgment on people that have committed heinous crimes, murder, rape, whatever it may be. The reason why the 12 people are used is because taking 12 normal people, random people from society, and using them to make a judgment upon somebody else is the most fairest way that you can judge anybody. Because out of those 12 people, you're going to find that the majority of them are law-abiding, decent citizens. And these are people that have not been charged with anything, by the way. Now, those people are going to come to the right conclusion because generally people in society do the right thing. They are good, decent people. We are all good, decent people. Just because there's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. Now, if you took the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit away, the majority of people are going to drive carefully. And that's the important thing. And that's why people should be trusted to make their own decisions when they're driving, whatever it is they do in life. All of these rules are man-made and they go against what's called natural law. Natural law is a very, very simple thing. It's also common law, the only true law of this country. That is that you do not cause harm, loss or injury to any individual. Yeah? Those are the real laws of this country. I don't need hundreds of acts and rules and laws to be able to be a decent human being. I am capable, and so are you, of making the right decision every time I wake up in the morning, I get up and go to work or do whatever it is that I'm going to do. I don't speed down the road like a maniac trying to kill people. I don't take unnecessary risks with other people's lives because I believe that I am a decent human being, and I believe that everybody thinks that about themselves. So we don't need rules, laws and acts, because all they do is encroach upon our freedoms. They tar everybody with the same brush, like all of this stuff at the airports where you're going through all of these checks. All of this is wrong, because the problems that supposedly cause this, those problems are caused by the people in charge. They're responsible. The people who are supposedly in charge, the non-existent government, which is just a front, basically, they are just a corporation. And they're making rules up that you have to consent to. Those rules are avoidable if you do not consent. Without the opportunity to consent or not, that means that you are in slavery. So if they said to you, you have no choice, it's compulsory, you must stick by this rule, that is, if you look in the slavery, Abolition of Slavery Act, you are then a slave. So when you think, oh, the government has said we've got to do this, that, or the other, you don't. It's all about your consent. People need to get this through their skulls, that everything that happens in life is all about consent. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed my little rant and that you've learned something from it. But don't go into the comments and say it's not true. You know, it is true. Go and learn about natural law, the law of the land, the common law, and you'll see that all of it just, all of the rules and acts that they're making for us, all out the window. They mean nothing unless you consent. The only thing you need to abide by is not harming people, not causing injury, not causing loss to individual people. Me speeding down the road at 35 miles an hour in a 30 is not causing any of those things, unless I hit somebody. But I feel that I am capable at 53 years old to make my own decisions. I don't need anybody to tell me what to do.